From the humble beginnings with the tone knob, to separate bass and treble controls, to power boosters, equalizers, we in the music consumption world have been on a quest to tailor our music to our liking. Engineers and manufacturers have, of course, been struggling to provide us with better and better means to do this. Over the last 20 or so years, the DSP or digital signal processor has been the go-to solution. Basically, a DSP can make your experience of the music more like being at a nightclub or a concert than being in a car. So there are a lot of good things the DSP brings to the table. There's also a lot of DSPs on the market right now, and a lot of them are very expensive. So I'm going to break down a few based on the cost per feature so that you can get the best bang for your buck. If there's any I missed, be sure and put them in the comments for all of us. Let's get started. Okay guys, there are a lot of DSPs in the market, so today I'm only going to be going through 7 DSPs that I think cover a wide range of the market, and just know that there are a lot of other DSPs out there. Some of them are really good deals. I don't personally, I think that the functionality versus dollar is well represented in this list. And I want to start off with the least expensive of the DSPs on the market. And now mind you, these prices are as of October the 21st, 2023. So in the future, these prices may be different. They could be lower and higher. Just keep that in mind. But we're going to start off with the least expensive of all of them, and that's going to be the Dayton Audio DSP 408. And by the way, a list of all this is going to be in the description of the video. Now, the DSP 408 is not a bad DSP. It is a 10-band parametric EQ, so that gives you 10 bands of equalization per channel. There's a whole list of other things listed in here, but these are the basic things that I'm going to pull up. They're important. It's got reverse voltage protection, so if you hook it up backwards, it's not going to explode. That's a good thing. Mute circuits, delay, a load saver call or delete preset files, minimum, maximum voltage protection. These are all good things to keep things from blowing up for new people using the equipment especially. You can customize and name each one of your presets when you get done, which that is the case for all the DSPs in this list. Variable crossovers, high-low bandpass, slopes 0 to 24 dB with Linkwitz, Raleigh, Butterworth, and Bissell. Now, there are limitations. This is one of them. One is a 10-band EQ per channel. Most of these other DSPs are going to be 30 plus. Also, there's only one slope available, 0 to 24, which is by far the best slope for most situations, but you are limited in that. However, you are limited to the Linkwitz, Butterworth, or Bissell. So Bissell, we're going to call it whatever, so you guys know what it is. And that is the curve of the slope. All in all, the Dayton Audio DSP has a lot of power for a relatively inexpensive DSP. Its downside is that it has really clunky software. The software is not refined at all. It's quite difficult to use. And overall, overall, it's not a bad DSP, but it's not for the high-end user. This is something to get you started. If you're wanting to learn how to use a DSP and get started at a low price, Dayton Audio DSP 408 is a decent processor to learn with. Like I said, the only problem is the software is glitchy and weird. So keep that in mind. Now on the next DSP I'm going to talk about actually does all the stuff that the Dayton does, a little bit more, and it does it with much better software. It is a little bit more expensive, and that's going to be the ADD or Audio Dynamics ADD 46. Both the Dayton and the ADD46 have got 4 in. The Dayton does have 8 outputs, where the 46 only has 6 outputs. This, the ADD46 is currently, I'm looking at my thing, I think it's, yeah, it is $249. So the ADD46 is currently $249, and it has a 4-in 6-out DSP with great software. It has an optional Bluetooth audio streaming device you can plug in. Also, a wired control that you can plug in that allows you to control a lot of stuff from the front of your vehicle, and it's a very clean looking controller. And you can control the app with Bluetooth optionally. Also, you have to purchase the Bluetooth dongle for either the streaming or the app control, but it gives you full app control. You can use it on your phone. Saves a lot of time dealing with computers. Me myself, I use the next one we're going to talk about, but I use the Bluetooth control for my phone exclusively. I use it almost all the time. I hardly ever break out the computer, so it's really powerful, the software is. And of course, it does have time alignment, a 10-band parametric EQ, also the 10-band, the same as the Dayton Audio, and has 6, 12, 18, or 24 dB per octave crossovers. So there's a lot more flexibility in the crossover department there. With memory presets, of course, you can name them also, and auto turn on for high-level inputs. So it is an excellent processor. Now we're going to talk about the one that I'm currently using myself. It's an auto tuning DSP. The ADD SP46AT runs $349. But what you get with that is a lot. Now, first of all, it does have auto tuning, which means you tell it what to do. You give it your tuning curve and all that stuff, and it will, using a microphone, tune the whole vehicle for you. It could even tune time alignment, the whole kit and caboodle. But that does require that you have an additional microphone. They sell the microphone there with the site. They also have a Bluetooth audio streaming dongle and a wire controller as well. The same, it's a different wire controller, and if you've watched any of my videos, you'll see that I installed the controllers in my above my head there in my Tahoe. It's got a volume and a subwoofer control. Really cool. You can get that. And here's where we start with the 31 band parametric EQ per channel. So not only is it a 31 band EQ, but it's a parametric EQ, meaning you can change which frequencies you're upping and downing, you know, the ones you're adjusting. You can make that whatever frequency you want, and you can also change the slope, the amount of the other signal around it that it affects. Parametric EQ is a big deal in the audio world. So this is by far the ADD SP46 at its price is by far the in my opinion the best bang for your buck with a DSP, because you can do so much with a $350 DSP. There's just so many options you can do with this, and it is a 4/6, so it allows you up to 4 channels in and up to 6 channels out. I run 2 channels in and 6 channels out, but you can configure that however you want to. It is a rock solid unit. I've been using it for a couple years, and I've never had an issue with it. That's the list of the more economical stuff. We're going to move up to the what I call the big boy. The big boy gear. These 2 audio dynamic DSPs I'm about to talk about, both of them have the option to do all pass filtering, meaning that they can flip the phase in one location in one frequency and then flip it back past that frequency. And for you guys that have been tuning really intricate tuning, that's a really cool feature, because you may have a phase alignment where the phasing is here or here on one and you want it here, it allows you to flip that phase in that frequency and then flip it back after that frequency, which is freaking cool. So both of these next two amplifiers can do that, as well as what I've got listed here. Okay, so the ADD SP68 Hi-Fi, and these are not inexpensive, but for us crazy people, yeah, you know, it's $800, $799 for the Hi-Fi. Now for this one I'm about to list, this one has 6 in, 8 out, and it's got the great audio dynamic software. Both of these next to DSPs have Toslink and coax digital inputs. So yes, you can use Toslink or fiber optic input. That's a big deal for a lot of people. Both of them have built-in Bluetooth audio streaming at aptX HD. So that means you can stream extremely high-res Bluetooth audio straight into the amplifier or straight into the DSP. That's a big deal. They have optional wire controllers so that you can control everything from the front, PC or app control, 31 band parametric EQ per channel, time alignment. Then on your crossovers, you got 612, 24, 612, 28, 24, 30, 36, and 42 and 48 dB slopes. As you can see, this is made for the extreme person. You got your memory presets. You can name those, of course. Tiffany style RCA connectors, auto turn on for high level input, high-end audio capacitors, TDK power supply, high fidelity L4562 OP amps. These two are freaking phenomenal. All right. The ADD SP812 Hi-Fi is the same exact DSP with the addition of more input and output channels. Everything else is exactly the same. And that guy is $1,299, but you're getting one of the very best DSPs you can put in a vehicle. Now we're going to talk about a couple that didn't really fit in either of the less expensive or more expensive categories. They're kind of in their own space. And we're going to talk about the JL Audio Tweak 88 at $549. It's not cheap, but it's not crazy. The Tweak 88 has audio resolution of 24-bit, 48 kilohertz, which is better than CD quality. It's good. It's a good quality. It's not the highest out there, but it's good enough that you probably won't hear any difference from that and much higher quality. It does have 10. It's limited to 10 bands of equalization per 8 channels. So you got an 8-channel output and 10 bands of EQ per channel. That by itself puts it in the same category as the Dayton. So why is this thing more expensive? Well, it does include a remote DRC 200, which is level control, physical button or knob. It gives you the remote level functions of master control, trim, master volume control, fader, zone control, and LED status reporting. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the front. You've got quite a controller up front, and it has 8 channels in and 8 channels out. Excellent for certain situations. JL's software is very extensive. It has a lot of power. It may not be the easiest to understand for the new person, but it is very, very capable for the more experienced person. It's also really good for like signal summing kind of situations and all sorts of fixing problems with factory stereos and whatnot. The Tweak 88's a great product for integrating the factory stereo system with a amplifier setup. So it has its own place, but in my opinion, it's not the best bang for the buck for most people, only for those types of situations. Now we're going to go to the AUDIOCONTROL DM810. I'm going to say that the AUDIOCONTROL DM810 is probably one of the most capable of all the DSPs I've got on this list. And it is a $700 rig. So it's not the cheapest, but it has a pretty good list of functionality. So you got the GTO signal sensing for great turn on. You got a clip detection system to prevent that problem. You can use AccuBass, which is essentially the bass roll-off fixer for factory stereos to get that bass up to where it's supposed to be. Signal summing, again, that allows you to bring in the factory head unit and its weird levels that it's giving you, sending out, cutoffs to the tweeters and cutoffs to the mids, all that crap, trying to find a signal that'll actually give you something to work with. Signal summing is huge for that. Signal delay, 12 and 24 dB per octave crossovers, a 30-band equalizer, optional AR3 remote for preset recall and level control, so you can get your volume knob up front. Optional Bluetooth BT24 streamer programmer, and I don't know how that works exactly, but it's going to allow you to stream Bluetooth. And then you got the DM Smart DSP app available for downloads for Mac, PC, Android, or Apple, so you can use any of these devices to control this particular DSP. And as you can see, just by me going through all of this information, the amount of functionality and price range varies so much. And all in all, there's some basic things that you need to ask yourself. First, what does a DSP do? A DSP allows you to equalize for each channel. All of them do this. So that gives you the functionality to create a soundstage how you want it. Then you have your time alignment, allows you to delay the signals that are close to you so that the ones that are further away can catch up, tricking your ear into thinking that you are smack in the middle of that sound field, which is brilliant. You have your crossovers for each channel. That's huge. Crossovers, being able to adjust them so that your mids and highs are getting the proper signal and the proper blending of signals. So you may have a mid rolling off at this point and your tweeter rolling on, and you can tweak that sucker until that point where they meet is just perfect. You can't really do this with the settings on an amplifier. You can kind of get in the ballpark, but you can't get it right. Then of course you have phase correction. So if you have a left driver and a right driver, hell, if you hooked them up backwards, let's say you hooked up the left one backwards and they're out of phase, you can literally fix that with a DSP. You don't even have to pull it back out. It's better to, but you don't have to. And that phase correction also allows you to, in some cases, flip a tweeter or a smaller driver out of phase to move the soundstage one way or the other. It's useful in very specific situations. And all of them have the ability to let you set levels for each channel. So back in the day, we had the balance control, left and right balance, and you had the front to rear fade. You could do a lot with that. With a DSP, you can literally set the volume for each individual channel and then control all of them as a whole with the master volume. Again, very cool, very unique things that allow you to do specific things with your music. Essentially, this is a toolbox that allows you to do all the things that you wanted to do but had no way to do them. Hopefully this video was helpful, guys. If you know of DSP that I missed, or any list of them, put that in the comments, because there's plenty out there. But if it's something that gives you a lot of value for the dollar, or if it's something that gives you an extreme amount of power no matter how much it costs, those are the things I'm looking for. So if you know of something like that I didn't list, put it in the comments. And by all means, hit the round button right there. Because I need subscribers, man. You know, I put a lot of effort into this. I'm trying to get you guys good information, good content. If you enjoy what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button. And for now, guys, peace.